Hello, everyone. This is your host, Debra Poneman, and I'd like to welcome you to our call with today's guest, Rika Zimmerman. Rika is a global leader in consciousness, the creator of Adventure in Oneness, and an acclaimed international speaker, author, and singer-songwriter. Propelled by her unbounded love for humanity, Rika travels the world and works with thousands of people, radiating a vibration of joy, peace, possibility, and oneness in all she does. Her light is a beacon of inspiration, inviting each person on the planet to remember, embrace, and be the magnificent, unique expression of the divine they were born to be. Through Rika's Adventure in Oneness events, she empowers people to know they are the catalysts for bringing about transformation for themselves and the planet. And today you're going to discover how to release your past, reclaim your potency, and transform any aspect of your life with ease. Also, how to live beyond the construct of time and experience the creation of yourself as limitless in every moment. How you define presence, and also she is going to share some techniques to release your triggers that take you out of being so that you can fully exist in the now. Wow. Okay, Rika, thank you for joining us today. I'm so psyched about this call. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Debra. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you've been doing and being for humanity. And thank everybody out there for joining us to receive more in your life, to take a moment to move into more love, more presence, more magic, more joy, and to really showing up as who you came here to be. So thank you all so much. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I could feel the energy already. Always I can with you, so let there be no mistake about that. And I would love it if you could just start, for those of you or those of our listeners who don't know you, which I don't know if that's possible, but if it is possible, take a couple minutes to share your journey, what you believe to be the major turning points that allowed you to manifest really the amazing impact that you have on so many people's lives these days. So tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, beautiful. Well, let's see. I feel like I grew up just like everybody else. You know, I had a childhood where I was kind of made to feel like I wasn't good enough, and I was trying to be right and not wrong, and I thought I was a bad kid. I actually thought I was just totally screwed up and broken. So I also kind of felt like I couldn't really love like I knew I could love. Like I thought there was a hole in me or something that wasn't really working. It's like my father passed away when I was 11, and I just couldn't quite recover. And I was really shut down from that whole experience. And I hadn't cried, forever. Like I think I spent like 15 or 20 years not crying at all. And I was really proving to my mom, like, I can do it. Nothing's going to make me cry. Nothing's going to break me. So I really started off with a huge layer of barriers and a huge layer of judgment and a huge layer of really being shut down from who I was, which set me up perfectly, like we all do in our lives, right? We go through the particular training and then unravel all that information and move into love with all of it to be really who we came here to be. So it's all absolutely perfect. And I found myself really not being able to show up in the world or show up in my life and show up as the greatness that I knew I was somewhere inside of me. Like, God, I know that there's more. Like, what am I doing? Like, why can't I just be myself? Had tons of judgment of myself. And so I really came from a very similar system probably to a lot of you guys. And through the process of really going through all of these different steps of letting go and becoming and allowing myself to trust and allowing myself to let go of the fear and all the old vibrations, it's like I've moved into a completely different space with myself, which is kind of neat for me. A lot of people sort of drop into oneness and they're like, damn, I'm here. I don't remember anything about my old life. Or they didn't even have it. They just were born with this disposition of space and peace and love. So I'm kind of the practical spiritualist because I can give anyone any question or any tool, any way out of wherever they are because I've been there. So it works out pretty well for everybody. So, I mean, before I started out, I was trying to do music as a hobby. Since then, I've signed a record deal. I just put out another record on my own label, which is really cool. It's called Be the Change, and it's just quite wonderful. So it's like I've overcome all of that as far as, speaking in public, talking in public, singing in public, and really just showing up as me, which is just beautiful. And, as a side note, because money doesn't really matter, but it's like I'm making, 10 times the amount of income. It's like I went from $60,000 in debt to over $1 million a year. So I have a great platform for any of you guys out there that are looking to expand your life exponentially. I'm a great platform for that because I've been in debt. I've been in the, feeling bad about myself and all of that and moved into a new space. So it's a wonderful thing. And for each of you, every time you guys step into something new, step into that love and into that peace and that harmony with whatever you let go of a belief system, you also become a bridge for humanity too. So thank you for everything you've chosen also.
Well, I love hearing your story. And you said the coolest thing, you are a practical spiritualist. You got to coin that term. That is an absolute great one. And also you said that your new song is Be the Change, and you so are that. You just, what the world needs is your kind of beautiful, like open energy. So anyway, well, the first thing that I thought to ask you is, because the world is filled with so many distractions and everyone is so busy and, we have to run here and do that and accomplish this and that, it's hard to be fully present. And we think that we have to go be a monk up in the Himalayas in order to be fully present. But I assume, knowing you, you don't have to be a monk and you can still be fully present. Is that true?
Absolutely. Presence is really our birthright. It's something that we have as beings, and we can basically be it at any moment. And, for you guys, have you noticed that when you're present, it's like that's where the magic shows up? That's where you're joyful. That's where your body feels great. That's where everything falls into alignment. So, allowing ourselves to move into that space is kind of everything.
So being in the space of being fully present. Mm-hmm. But, okay, I know that you talk about how to release your past and reclaim your potency. And is that part of being present, needing to release your past? Because what I find, even with myself, is that I'm either, living in the past or thinking about what I'm going to do in the future, and I miss the present. I really do. I admit that. I miss the present most of the time.
Yeah. And if you notice, when you move into the future or the past, you don't feel very good. It's like you're frantic, you're disturbed, your system kind of has this sense of disharmony in it. And the weirdest thing about going to those places of the future and the past, and it's a little different, like from presence, you can tap on the future and actually create it in this moment. But when you go to live in that future moment, like you go to get so consumed with it, you don't feel the breeze anymore. That's where you walk into a world that actually doesn't even exist. So, if you look at it, if you're at all like the rest of the world, how often are you present? And if you think, well, maybe when I meditate, I feel like I'm more present, or for 5 minutes a day or something, well, you're missing out on the whole rest of your life. I would say probably like 95 to 99% of life people miss out on because they're just not even present for it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It is crazy. So how do we get present? And again, I also have that question. Do we need to release our past to be in the present, or how do we do it?
Well, it does help. If you look at your past, if you have any kind of charges about your past, like you have basically polarity around it, that you're upset about something or you think that this is the best or the right thing, all of those become these sort of like buttons or automatic triggers that go off. And as you're existing in your environment, things go on around you that bring up those buttons, and then you find yourself in a button in the past, or what you don't want to happen in the future, which is also a past button, right? instead of actually breathing in and out, receiving the breeze, feeling the energy of living, you miss out on that whole thing when you have those triggers from the past and the future. So releasing your past will definitely help, because there'll be some point for you guys where you can't exist anywhere else because nothing else is real for you any longer.
But how do you do that? Do you know how we can release our past?
Okay, sure. Okay. So first off, just feel into all of the energy of everything that's happened before that's making you who you are and coloring your experience. If there's a boatload of information, right? It's like you've got your mom and your dads and your sisters and your brothers and all of your past experiences, all of your memory files. Okay, and would you be willing to let go of the fixed information about the memory file? So it's like you'll still be able to recall the information. You just won't feel heated about it. You won't be upset about it, or you won't think this is the best thing ever. You'll just be like, oh, that was something, and now I'm here, and the presence is sort of where everything is. So you really stay where you are instead of making it about some past moment. So my question is, would you be willing to open up and let go of that information?
Yeah.
Cool. What's interesting is it'll challenge you, right? Because it's asking you to not really have a fixed position about who you are. What would you actually be like if you didn't have a fixed position about who you are?
Huh.
Right? And are you willing to go on that ride?
Yes.
Okay, so just take a deep breath and feel into that information and just allow the energy of you as a big being or oneness to come through and just to begin to harmonize all that lower vibration. You might find yourself kind of taking a deep breath.
Yeah.
And just feel yourself kind of releasing. It's like, it's okay. I don't need to carry around these bags anymore. I don't need this rucksack that's holding me down to the past and the future, holding me in the matrix. There we go. That's feeling better. How's that feeling, Debra?
Feeling good over here.
Awesome. A little bit more spacious?
Yeah, more peaceful.
Cool. It's amazing. It's kind of astounding to me, that if you really look at it, like for all of you guys, just take a moment, like how often are you actually present? And if you sort of go, wow, I can't really remember, or wow, not very much, or I'm always doing stuff and I'm too busy to be present. It's really crazy, but if you move into presence, you can do anything and you will do it faster, more efficiently, and time will take a lot longer. So it's like you'll be so spacious, you'll get 10 times the amount of stuff done. But from presence, you get 10 times the amount of stuff done. From doing based on time and based on trying to race against the clock, which actually gives power to time. So you're empowering that paradigm to actually run you, which means it has control over you, which means you can't be the one that slows time down. Right? So it's like the presence really gives you the magic over everything, over manifestation, over, shifting into different dimensions, over moving old stuff out of your field, over shifting your situation and the people around you. Presence is really like this doorway that once you've practiced unlocking it and bringing yourself into presence, and once that's the most valuable thing, then you pretty much don't even have to mess around with anything else, because anything else comes up, you move it into presence and it no longer exists. But presence has to be the most valuable thing for you to actually do that. So would you guys be willing to allow yourself to commit to being present and having presence and receiving your life, every moment of your life being the most valuable and the most important thing to you.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, yay, so that's cool. Oh. Yay. Well, most valuable, most important thing. Yes. There you go. There you go, everybody.
Now, I heard you say something that sometimes what happens when you make or anybody makes a statement in my mind, I've got to get the answer to this before I can let it go. You said that every fixed position we have about something takes you out of what is. Can you explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So have you ever gotten upset with a friend? And then you went to go hang out with a friend and you couldn't be present. All you had on your mind was how upset you were about this thing.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what happens with every fixed position that we have. So we actually put a lot of energy also into creating a false experience. So if you're tired all the time, it might be that you're actually taking all of these things around you and coloring them, those experiences, by your judgments, right, into your experience. And it takes like 100% of your energy to take what is and move it into disharmony. Wow, right? So would you guys be willing to let go of all those fixed positions that you're using your energy to hold on to that are actually creating the false experiences and using up your energy? Whoa, that was a good one. I've never said it like that before, so it's a new piece in consciousness. That's what happens. Like you start talking, and then new stuff comes out, and then the world starts tilting and shifting and moving, and it's very cool.
Yeah, well, taking 100% of your energy and moving it or making it into disharmony. When you said that, I thought that is the most profound. Oh my gosh, because here I am in the presence of my friend who might even not remembered this thing that happened a month ago. And all of my energy, why I'm so tired, is because I'm still hanging on to that, and I'm totally not present with my friend as she is.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at it, too, the energy of God or the universe or source, how peaceful and harmonized and beautiful is it? It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is actually what's happening. That's what's real. That's what's actually happening. That's what's always been happening. It's like we've been existing in heaven. We've just been creating the experience of living in hell. So who's going to create that experience, right? Is it going to be everything else around you making your experience, or is it actually you making everything else around you that disharmony, right? So when you create a judgment and then you experience your life through that judgment, you take all of the energy of God or the universe or source and you twist it into that experience, and then you have to hold it there and create it and have it be that way. And it takes a lot of energy to actually do that. And every single fixed position you have to hold on to, and then you use your own divine energy to actually power that experience. So instead of powering love, instead of powering divinity, instead of powering light or infinite possibilities, you actually power the matrix with your own energy. Wow. Amazing.
Well, but here's my next question. But things trigger us, okay? And it's not a conscious thing. We don't even know that we're doing it. We're just triggered. And I know that you say that triggers take us out of being. And are there ways that you could help us release those triggers so that we can exist in the now?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, every single one of those triggers, the material, vibrational material that's creating it is fear, right? It's like you're scared about something. You don't want something to happen. You're trying to control something. You know, the whole name of the game, right? The bottom layer of your whole reality that's having you hold those fixed positions in place. The material that's creating that is fear, right? So would you be willing to feel into the fear in your system? Fear of things not turning out right. Fear of being stuck here forever. The fear of not being loved. The fear of not doing it right. Wow. It's interesting, but what's reading really strong right now with this group is the fear of being stuck here forever. It's like you're trying to do everything you can to not have to be in the matrix with all the fear and all the sadness and all the grief and all the pain and all the stuff, that you end up piling a whole bunch of stuff on top of it. Like, well, let me do a whole bunch of stuff to try to accomplish because that will get me out. Or let me try to be right and then that'll help get me out. Or not wrong and that'll try to get me out. But everything you do on top of this fear, it just maintains it. It's just more control on top of more control because the baseline is the fear and the energy of, oh my God, this sucks. I feel so separate from God. I don't know what to do. And it hurts and it sucks and I don't like it. Now that's something potentially that when you actually came onto this planet, they call it the fall from the grace of God or whatever. But, you know, when you came into this dimension, you basically went through layers of separation, and which is fear, right? Fear and separation into the persona that you now exist in. So that fear actually also feels normal. Okay, so all that normal vibration of fear, would you be willing to put on your consciousness hat, your conscious being hat, and go, you know what? It's time to move this into harmony. It's time to move this into love. Okay? And how you do that really is by creating a new choice for yourself and a new way of being, by just choosing like, okay, let me look at this. Let me feel all that panic, all that terror. And let me bring that energy of love, because you have access to all energies. You are all energies. Let me bring that energy of love into the fear. Just come with me on this. Bring that energy of love into the fear. There you go, into the terror, into the separation. There you go. Keep going. There you go. Keep going. You might find yourself taking a deep breath right about now. There you go. There you go. And keep going until you kind of feel like it's like you're going through an iceberg of energy, and all of a sudden it's like, poof, you hit the other side. Almost like you've broken through into a new dimension. And the spaciousness starts coming up through that whole dimension of fear. That you've hit love. You've hit the other side of it. There you go. And now just bring all that spaciousness up through all that fear. Would you be willing to actually just release it? It was never real in the first place. Yeah, there you go. Yay!
Total yay. You know, I know that you talk about how your thinking mind, the cognitive mind, never actually delivers anything that we would really want in the world. Can you explain that? I know it's one of the basic tenets of what you teach, and my cognitive mind would love to understand what that means.
I love this. This is great. Well, for how many of you guys have you done all kinds of things with your cognitive mind? Let me figure it out. And did figuring it out actually bring you into more energy? Mm-mm. It didn't, right? It just kind of chopped everything up and put it in a category and in a sense, put it in a filing cabinet for you to hold on to. So if you look at the energy of figuring it out, you can feel this vibration of kind of stuckness, right? So if you look at the energy of understanding, has understanding why something happened, has that actually gotten you out? Not so much, right? And the mind is basically a system of control, right? So it's trying to control every aspect of everything around you all the time. And has control actually got you out? No, it's just the same stuff. So the way I see the cognitive mind is like if you'd be willing to actually give up figuring it out, give up understanding, trying to understand, because you can't really understand. Your mind has a very hard time understanding. Give up understanding and, give up trying to use your cognitive mind to really navigate and control and run your life. Then energetically, the possibilities of presence that would actually open up would be monumental, be huge. So would you guys be willing to let go of all the investment you have in trying to understand, trying to figure it out, allowing your cognitive mind to run your life and thinking it has the answers, and then trying to control everything? Would you be willing to let go of all of those paradigms?
Yeah.
That's cool. Some of you guys, I can kind of feel your mind is a little floundering with the letting go of control. It's kind of like flipping back and forth like a fish out of water, like, but what? But I wanted to give you everything, and I wanted to control it all into existence, right? So if you'd be willing to just kind of open your system up, reach into some of those really high vibrations and allow those high vibrations to come through and bring harmony to your mind. So it's like feeding that fish out of water, bringing it back into alignment instead of it flipping back and forth between polarity. No, it's this way. No, it's this way. We're going to bring it back into the energy of what is. And letting that energy come through your system. There we go. And it helps sometimes to kind of take a deep breath. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so the next piece, too, that starts happening is when you begin to let go of your cognitive mind running everything and it being you, and it's like, wait, but I don't want to exist. Well, what if we could bring in the power of presence that you are and allow you to exist in energy instead of existing within the matrix? Would that be cool?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so feel into you as an energetic being. And this is really your own energy, your own experience is really your choice. It's always been your birthright to choose, like, hey, this is the dimension I want to live in. This is the energy I want to live in. I want to live in love and light and peace and space. So all of this is yours to choose, okay? So just for a moment, it's like, would you be willing to go, you know what? I am energy. Yes, I'm not the things I think. I'm not the things I try to accomplish or try to do. I am energy. So we're creating a new alignment with yourself, right? I am energy. So just take a deep breath into that. I am energy. And let go of all of the things to do and all the thoughts that you've thought that you were. Okay, I'm energy. Whew. All right, I am energy. Feel into yourself as being an energetic being of presence. There you go. Just let it come in. Oh, God, that's so much easier, isn't it? I am energy. All right, I am love. I am the energy of divine love. Wow, right? I am this. There you go. Just let yourself be that. I am divine love. Beautiful. I am light. And just allow yourself to reach into that light and just allow yourself to become it. It's kind of like allowing this energy, this information just to wash through your system, letting go of the old stuff and letting the new light come through. The love and the light. There you go. Ah. So what if the whole world, this whole environment, was the energy of this light and this love and this space of infinite possibilities? Like, what if that's what is really happening and has been what's really been happening all the time? What if your whole life could resonate at this vibration and be this flowing presence of light and love? Would you allow yourself to actually receive it?
Yes.
I am the light. Yeah. I am the love. Yeah. I am this presence. Yes, I am. I am. This is what I am. Yes. Oh, that feels way better. Ah. Beautiful. How's that feeling, Debra?
Better and better and better and better all the time, which is one of the reasons I love to interview you. I don't know what you do, girl, but it feels good.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And then, of course, here goes my cognitive mind again. I realized that I don't actually even know your definition of presence. I have my own idea of what presence is, but it might not be the same or what you're speaking of when you speak of the power, presence being the power of you.
Well, it's interesting because the way that I see it is that presence is your choice. Like being where you are, exactly, being present for exactly everything that actually is your choice, right? So if you're present anywhere else, then I would say that you could bring yourself into that presence. Now, what's interesting too is you are being present because you can't not be present, but you're just being present for something that isn't real. So a great question might be, what are you present for in your life? Right? Are you present for the vibration of love? And what if being present for something, some energies or whatever you would like, was actually a way that you could energetically create yourself and your experience instead of functioning based on the past? Now, what I see is from moving into 2012 and 13 and 14 is that everyone is going to begin creating themselves from that light and that love and that space and that infinite, and really being in, this is who I am, this is my choice, this is who I am, instead of I am my childhood, I am what was done to me, I am what I do, I am, right? So everybody's moving out of that old paradigm of basing themselves on their past and moving into the new world, which is in any moment you have full access to being anything. And whatever you choose to be present for is what is also present for you. It's like, hey, I choose to look at everything through the lens of love. So when somebody's being not loving, you realize that they're just a 2-year-old kid who needs your assistance, and you're willing to go, you know what? I'm still willing to look at you with infinite love and know that you're a divine being, and know that what you're looking for is to be loved. So yes, I will be that. So what is it that you guys would like to be present for in your world? What would you like to be present for, Debra?
Love.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So here's your choice, right? All right, so I am present for love. I choose to look at everything through the lens of love, knowing it is divine love. And by me seeing it as divine love, it returns home to the divine love that it actually is. Right? So allow yourself to just, okay, yes, I am the love, I carry the love, I look through the lens of love. Okay, so what else would you like to be present for?
Joy.
I knew that was your next one. That was my next one too. All right. I am joy. I am joy, right? And this is interesting because this is where you as a being are taking the energy of joy out of the matrix and into I am joy, not because I got a new car, but because I am joy, right? So you're almost taking the energy that you've put into the matrix of, well, if I accomplish enough, then I'll be joyful. And you're going, you know what? I am joy. I'm going to cut the middleman and the thing that doesn't work, right? Because how many of you guys have gotten a new car and you're happy for 5 days and then you're done with it, right? So it's like claiming back that joy. You know what? I am joy. I am joy. I look through the lens of joy and I empower joy in the world around me because I am joy and everything is joyful. Oh, everything is joyful. That will change a lot. There you go. Nice. Awesome, you guys. Could you feel that joy beginning to go down into the places of the, oh no, life sucks and I have to wake up here and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, everything is joy. Now, it's like really requires each of us to really be in this world of choice with, hey, this is what I am. This is who I am. I am this. And allowing yourself to really take that position and take that choice of I am joy and everything is joy for myself. You can't wait for reality to do it for you because it won't. You have to do it for yourself. Once you be it, the world around you changes. And you'll find the people around you that weren't joyful or the things that weren't joyful start moving into joy because it's contagious. They can't help it. Like you're being the higher vibrating glass of water. All those lower vibrating glass of waters are moving into the high. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense. And, okay, so now this is absolutely so sad that we are almost, it's about time that we have to leave one another, and I just want to continue to be in your joy. And I know that your students and the people who have applied what you teach have had amazing turnarounds and experiences in their lives. And I know that you've created a special offer for everyone who's listening to this call, and we want it. Before you tell us about it, can you take a few minutes to share some of the results that you've seen from people who've applied what you teach?
Yeah, beautiful. So the power of presence is a really unique, particular offer also. What it feels like is it's really for kind of the seeker who's done a lot of stuff and is really ready to take that jump into being the God being that they are. It's a really kind of like high energy, high level, refined, light vibrational world that this will actually bring you into. And there's a little kind of another little piece here is like, have you guys noticed that when you're present, nothing's bothering you, right? when you're present, like the past doesn't matter. When you're present, it's like you're feeling the breeze on your face, the sun on your skin, you're walking, you're feeling your body. It's like that presence is really the key to opening up that energetic world of heaven that is actually yours, right? So it's a big world. It's a big world. And there are lots of kind of little loopholes or whatever that the matrix will try to take you out of that presence, right? So it's like I've seen people, there was a woman who had like four or five different diseases that this presence package actually began opening up this vibration that she called the infinite vibration. She's like, it's really weird, but I would listen and then I would feel this vibration in me and it felt like my insides were kind of like shaking. And whenever I played the package, that's what happened. I started walking and playing the package and I would ask my body to open up the infinite vibration. And through that, she had miraculous shifts with like 4 or 5 different diseases where she went back to the doctor and the doctor's like, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it because everything is going away. So, you know, from people healing their diseases to also creating a whole different level of power and manifestation capacities and being able to create in your business. Because if you look at it, if you've been created from, I'm trying to figure this out, I'm trying to understand how to succeed, or I'm trying to get this right, well, you're really using a limited box and trying to create a new life, a more expansive life. But you're using old information and it doesn't resonate and it doesn't work. So opening up this presence and being completely present, that's where you are the most powerful person on the planet. Like if you're willing to be 120% present, you are the most powerful person on the planet. So the creation aspects of creating your business, creating your life, I mean, it just changes absolutely everything. And also all of the information from guidance is also in the energy of presence. Like how many of you guys have lived without being able to connect with, you know, your higher self or the beings that are like, here's your next step. Here's your next piece. Go to this mall, meet this person, and, you know, you'll get this job or whatever. You haven't been able to connect with all of that guidance because they can't find you when you're in the matrix. You actually disappear from their world. They're like, I can see you, but I can't talk to you. I can only actually bring you information when you're being in the present moment. So through that, it's like this woman who is a realtor. She's like, it is the easiest thing ever to sell houses now. And she upped her commissions from doing condos to doing more like $1 million properties because she's like, it's so easy. It's so fun. All I do is be present and be the love that I am. And everybody gravitates towards me. They gravitate toward the house. And with the presence, it's like, she's like, oh, you can move the energy of any house. So it puts you in a power position where you actually get to create whatever life you'd like to have instead of like, oh, this house isn't selling. It just doesn't feel good. It just, you know, you get to be the creator that can change the energy of the house, change all the information and create new outcomes. So, I mean, it creates a whole new world.
Whoa. Okay. Now I want to tell everyone you can just click on the special offer button that's on this page.
So it's called Presence, the Power of You, because you are this power. When you're being 120% present, you're the most powerful person on the planet, which means you get dominion over physical reality. You get to do and create and be whatever you want. And you're the one that holds the key to that. So the first piece of it is the elements of reality that keep you from powerful presence. And this is really giving yourself a little bit of a toolkit so that when you get into your life, you can address those elements and have a tool to know what to do with them, know how to let go of them in that moment and move back into that power and move back into that God being really that you are. And each of these are coupled with also a toning. So the elements of reality that keep you from powerful presence, toning. And the toning has been really incredible. We did some research on it with a GDV machine, and we had people's chakras move into alignment. We had dysfunctions and things where their different systems were debilitated, move into harmony, move into full energy, and just had emotional stuff just disappear from their body. So for me with the toning, what it feels like is there's a vibration of like a God presence vibration that wants to come through. And then I just open up my system and then allow the energy of consciousness to really dictate whatever notes and whatever happens. And then what comes through is like now the energy has a sound, which brings it into physical. And then when it hits the bodies, what it does is it feels like it wipes the bodies clear of anything that the body is going through. So that's the toning. And the next piece is the power of unlocking your presence from the construct of time. Oh my goodness. Just imagine what your life would be like if time didn't exist for you. Wow, look at how much pressure time has put on you. And time is actually the construct that limitation needs in order to exist. So if you're willing to actually go through this program and let go of all the constructs of time, then you can allow all of those limitations to fall away because they don't have enough solidity in your world to actually be held onto. Check it out. Like, you have to remember when something happened, how it happened, why it happened. You have to remember all that information around it to actually hold it in place. So unlocking you from the presence and the constructs of times creates all kinds of amazing stuff. Also, how many of you guys have like started a new business or something and you're like, well, it's going to take another 10 years to create it or 5 years to create it. Well, that takes all the magic out of it, right? Instead of, I'm an infinite being, time doesn't exist, and let's be an energy to where it's instantaneous, right? So it really opens up the doorway to a whole different world of manifestation and creation, and also unlocks your body from all the aging paradigm and the whole getting old thing and debilitating your body with less and less energy as you move along. So really, really amazing. The next thing is undefining the power of presence, so that you don't also use this as a way to judge yourself of when you're not being present and now you should judge yourself, so get back into presence, right? So if you undefine the power of presence, it can be a movable, shiftable, energetic, changeable river instead of bringing it into something like, when I am like this, I'm present. When I'm like this, I'm not present, because it's really hard to move information when you've actually judged it. So there's the power of presence toning, and then the power of knowing your vibrational being. And we started kind of bringing that in, like, I am energy, I am love, I am light, really aligning yourself that you are energy. You're not actually the matrix, right? You're not who you think you are. You're not what you do. You're not what you try to accomplish. You are energy. You are an energetic being, and actually bringing that into your knowing. So the next piece is using the power of presence to master this reality. And this is really cool. It's actually putting the energy of presence into practical application. So it's like, okay, when you're in a situation, it's like, how do you actually shift the world around you? When you want to manifest something into your life, how do you actually bring that into reality? So really awesome. And then creating your present moment experience. So that's actually realizing that all experience is actually created, and that when you're in any experience, you can actually move the vibration of that experience and move it into a whole different vibration to create a whole different present moment experience. So you have the capacity to do it. You've probably just never been walked through the ways that you can actually shift the things around you into beingness for yourself, to actually experience and enjoy every moment of your life. So the power of embodying your interdimensional presence. Now, this is taking the presence to a whole nother level. And it's really moving you into that God being, so that you can actually have complete sort of dominion over your own world, your own experience, your own life, who you are, what you like to actually create in the world. And the other thing that's included in this is a VIP membership. So you get a month of the very important being membership, which is crazy. It includes 4 live streams. So a live stream, 45-minute live stream every week. It also includes a 2-hour membership call and a whole huge library of like $5,000 worth of audios and product packages. And it's an incredible membership program. So you guys get it for free when you buy this package. How awesome is that? I'm super excited. Awesome.
So I really, really highly encourage you to go to Rika's special offer right now and experience it for yourself. You could just click on the special offer button that's on this page. So Rika, if somebody makes use of this amazing, amazing offer, what would you say would be the first thing that they might start noticing that shifts in their life? And what would you say, kind of like a short-term benefit, and what would you say were the more general long-term benefits that people could expect to experience?
I would say immediately magic, like stuff that you can't expect or you didn't think was possible will kind of like show up. Like the government will send you money because you paid too much, or like just weird stuff that all of a sudden will be there. And for the, when you start moving into the energy of God or presence, it's like you start being the energy of infinite receiving, which means everything that's been waiting at your door trying to get in just starts busting in. So, we've heard all kinds of stuff like the government actually just sending them a huge check, or they got a huge commission checks for something that they'd forgotten about or didn't think about. Or you just wake up more joyful, more happy, more into your life, more yourself, right? And the other thing that people are reporting too is they have a tremendous amount of capacity to actually shift the energy of the world around them. So they'll be like, it is so crazy. Like I talked to my sister, we've been in an argument for, 20 years or something. And she just apologized and our whole relationship has changed. So what's crazy is when a lot of people around you, unbeknownst to you, may be holding on to some of the positions based on you needing to still go through that information. So when you release it, when you move into that presence and let go of that old information, they no longer need to hold on to it either. So you find that relationships mend and heal, and all kinds of crazy, amazing stuff happens around you because you are amazing. You're like phenomenal. You are a gift beyond measure. When you're being this God presence and this God being that you are, it's like magic. You're the magic serum for the world around you to return to who they are, to the love and the light and the infinite that they are. So you'll find that magic happens all around you because you're that magical potion. You're the catalyst for that, the world, the new world to actually open up in your world. And it extends out to everybody around you.
Well, you had me with opening the door to infinite receiving. Oof.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Well, okay. So you are amazing. What you're offering is amazing. The results are amazing. And before we say goodbye, are there any final words that you'd like to share with everyone?
Yes. Each of you are brilliant beyond measure. Oh my goodness, right? And are you willing to actually own it? Are you willing to allow it to be normal and okay that you're magnificent, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're a light for the world, you are the infinite love that's here to return everything home to the infinite love that it is, and that by you actually just being here, not even doing anything, you are changing everything for everyone. Would everyone allow yourselves to actually receive that? Yes. Awesome. So just for today, play with that. I am magnificent. I am wonderful. I am amazing. I am loved. I am incredible. Just play around with it and just see what shows up in your life as you start acknowledging who you really are.
Amen. Well, as always, you are just off the charts. We all love being in your presence. And I just thank you so much for sharing with us today. And I hope you'll come back again and again.
Oh, thank you, Debra. And thank you, everybody out there. You're wonderful, amazing, and awesome. I love you all.
And I want to second what Rika said. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and with Rika Zimmerman. And I do look forward to when we're all together again. This is Debra Poneman. Have a spectacular rest of your day.